The vast, untamed expanse of the Atlantic Ocean holds countless secrets, but none are quite as chilling as the enigma of the Mary Celeste. In November 1872, this American brigantine set sail from New York, bound for Genoa, Italy, laden with a cargo of industrial alcohol. Aboard were Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their young daughter Sophia, and a crew of 7 seasoned sailors, a total of 10 souls. They embarked on what seemed a routine voyage, unaware that their names would soon be etched into the annals of maritime legend, shrouded in an impenetrable mystery. Just a month later, on December 4th, 1872, another brigantine, the Dei Gratia, commanded by Captain David Morehouse, spotted a vessel adrift. It was about 600 miles east of the Azores, drifting aimlessly, its sails in disarray, seemingly without direction or human command. Captain Morehouse, recognizing the ship as the Mary Celeste, a vessel he knew and whose captain was a friend, approached with a growing sense of unease. No distress signals were flying. No response came from the decks. Only an eerie silence enveloped the drifting ship under the vast sky. He dispatched his first mate, Oliver DeVoe, and a small boarding party to investigate the strange, silent vessel. What they discovered upon stepping onto her decks would confound investigators, thrill storytellers, and baffle historians for centuries to come. The Mary Celeste was in a state of unsettling abandonment, a ghost ship without a single soul aboard, yet far from a derelict wreck. Her sails were partially set, some torn or hanging loosely, indicating she had been caught in some strong winds or a hasty maneuver. The hull itself appeared structurally sound, showing no significant damage that would warrant an emergency evacuation, deepening the intrigue. Below deck, the scene was even more perplexing, a tableau frozen in time suggesting an abrupt and inexplicable departure. The cabin was tidy, personal belongings were still in place, undisturbed, hinting at no struggle or signs of violence or hurried flight. Most chillingly, a meal was seemingly prepared and left unfinished on the galley table, with cups still sitting there as if awaiting their owners. The captain's logbook lay open, its last entry dated November 25th, 10 days before her discovery, reporting nothing unusual, just routine. The ship's papers, the chronometer, and the sextant vital navigational instruments were conspicuously missing, adding another layer of confusion. Yet the ship's valuable cargo of 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol remained largely untouched, suggesting piracy was highly unlikely. No signs of forced entry were found, no valuables stolen, no indication of a violent takeover by buccaneers or opportunistic thieves. One crucial detail was the absence of the ship's only lifeboat, suggesting it had been lowered and taken away, though under what circumstances no one knew. The pumps were working perfectly, and there was only about 3.5 feet of water in the hold, a manageable amount for a brigantine. This confirmed the vessel was not sinking and had not been compromised by a massive leak, ruling out a desperate scramble for survival. The official inquiry in Gibraltar, where the Mary Celeste was brought, struggled to piece together the fragments of this maritime puzzle. Investigators considered many possibilities, from mutiny and piracy to insurance fraud, but each theory quickly crumbled under scrutiny. The lack of violence or theft contradicted any idea of piracy or mutiny, leaving the court baffled and unable to explain the disappearance. Captain Morehouse and his crew faced accusations of foul play, even being suspected of abandoning the ship for salvage rights, but were eventually cleared. The riddle remained, a gaping hole in the fabric of maritime history, inviting a deluge of speculative theories, some rational, others fantastical. Could it have been an attack by a giant squid or some monstrous sea creature, dragging the crew into the abyss without a trace? While popular in legend, there was absolutely no physical evidence on the ship to support such a dramatic and unlikely scenario. Perhaps a rogue wave, a colossal wall of water, swept over the deck, taking the crew and the captain's family into the ocean's depths. However, the intact state of the hull and the undisturbed cabin below deck made such an event seem highly improbable to need a disappearance. One compelling theory suggests the brigantine encountered a waterspout, a powerful column of rotating air and spray connecting sea to cloud. Such a phenomenon could have damaged the rigging and forced the crew to abandon ship temporarily, fearing for its stability and integrity. The crew might have hastily launched the lifeboat, tethering it to the main vessel, hoping to return once the immediate danger had passed. But in the chaos, perhaps the tether snapped, or they were simply unable to regain control, drifting away as the Mary Celeste sailed on. Another widely debated theory centers on the ship's cargo of denatured alcohol, known to produce potent, explosive fumes if leaked. It's speculated that some barrels may have ruptured, releasing flammable vapors that caused a scare among the crew, fearing an imminent explosion. Captain Briggs, being a prudent and responsible sailor, might have ordered a temporary evacuation into the lifeboat to air out the hold. They might have believed the ship was in immediate danger of igniting, triggering a desperate, albeit perhaps premature, abandonment. In this scenario, after evacuating, the Mary Celeste drifted away from the lifeboat due to a sudden shift in wind or an unseen current. The crew, unable to row back or caught in deteriorating weather, would have been left adrift in the vast, unforgiving ocean, lost forever. This theory aligns with the missing lifeboat and the general state of the ship, which was seaworthy but found with a partially opened hatch. The possibility of alcohol fumes causing panic and misjudgment remains one of the most credible attempts to explain the enigma. Yet despite extensive investigations, detailed analyses, and countless fictional accounts, no definitive explanation has ever surfaced. The fate of Captain Briggs, his family, and his crew remains one of the ocean's most enduring and haunting unsolved mysteries. The Mary Celeste sailed on, a phantom ship piloted by the winds, an empty vessel carrying the weight of an unanswerable question. Her story became a chilling testament to the sea's unpredictable power and the terrifying swiftness with which lives can vanish. The ship itself met various misfortunes in later years, earning a reputation as a cursed vessel before eventually being scuttled in 1885. But her legend endures, a constant reminder of the ocean's ability to swallow secrets whole, leaving only echoes and unanswered whispers. The Mary Celeste continues to drift through our collective imagination, a symbol of the ultimate disappearance, a puzzle without a final piece. Her empty decks and ghost-like presence will forever haunt the boundless blue, an eternal mystery carried on the waves into the endless fog of time.